Welcome back. You're listening to the Elevate Podcast with Anthony and Steve. Welcome. Welcome to the Amazon School of Hard Knocks. And in this episode, we're going to walk you through a journey how myself and my partner and our company, Sierra Bub, has gone down this path and some really helpful information. So whether you're an avid Amazon shopper, whether you're a budding seller, or if you're somebody who's just curious about some of the trends and innovation with Amazon, you're in the right place. To join me today is Steve Mattioli, the founder and of Sierra Bub. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Anth. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing real well. I'm excited about sharing our journey and where we're at and how we started. And this episode is the first episode of many to come. And we're going to give you an introduction on how we got started and some fun facts about Amazon.
It's going to be a fun podcast, Anth. We got a lot of information, a lot of good information to share. I think we're going to help a lot of people. If you've ever been thinking about Amazon or putting your products on Amazon or what it's all about, the pros, the cons, you're gonna get some good information. So please follow us. Stay tuned. We're gonna have some good stuff for you.
And we call it the School of Hard Knocks for a reason, right, Steve? It hasn't. Yeah. It hasn't been easy.
No, it hasn't. And we're learning every day. Every day you learn something.
Right.
We're still here.
Hey, we've learned a lot about being resilient.
That's right.
Being relentless, right?
Yes.
And the ability to persevere and keep moving forward, because I can tell you this, there's going to be some bumps in the road if you decide to go down this path, or maybe you're going down this path right now, and we can help each other out and share some stories and share some things that we learned. And that's what this podcast is all about, being able to help people maybe in the same situation and help you make it easier or learn something. And we're hoping that's going to be the case.
Yeah. And Anth, before we tell our story and how we got started and all that, why don't you, let's just give them a sense of how big they are, how much they sell, just so everybody knows Amazon. I think it's one of the most recognized names in the world, surely the United States, but just give them some stats on what we're talking about here.
Today's video is sponsored by Sierra Bub.
Searching for the perfect sunglasses at an unbeatable price? Look no further. Sierra Bub offers exceptional men's and women's sunglasses tailored just for you. Visit our Amazon store, or even better, head to sierrabub.com to grab your pair today. Find the links in the description below. And we thank you for your support.
Okay, and I had to write some of this stuff down because it's hard. It's a lot to remember. So here you go. And this goes to show you, at one point, Amazon were the new kids on the block. And I just wanted to share this. Some of their original meetings with Amazon, and it was just Jeff Bezos, his wife, and maybe another partner. They actually started meeting in Barnes and Noble bookstores.
That's crazy.
That was,
isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Just shows you everything starts off small. Everything starts off small. The biggest corporations all started in a little bookstore. Really interesting.
Everybody starts someplace, Steve. Everybody. And how about this one? I never knew this, and I don't know about our viewers, but they were going to call it Cadabra after abracadabra. Somehow that didn't fly, and they ended up on Amazon, which I think was probably a smart move.
I think that was a good choice. Yeah.
So yeah, can you imagine saying we're on Cadabra?
Abracadabra. Yeah. It doesn't seem to work.
No. In 2018, this is out, and again, they had some humble beginnings, but in 2018, Amazon became only the second company ever to cross the 1 trillion market capitalization, which really is an incredible feat and it just goes to show the explosive growth that they had over that period. It had its first IPO in 1997. That's when it all started. So in about 20 years, they grew the company to over a $1 trillion market cap. It is now currently the second retailer in the world. And when I say retailer, I mean brick and mortar stores and e-commerce. So when you count everything together, Steve, they're number 2.
And who's number 1? Who's number 1, Ann?
Take a guess, Steve.
You know, that surprised me, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised. They are bigger. They are much bigger. Everybody jokes about them, but they are the number 1 retailer in the world. Walmart.
Right? Wally World. Sure. Yeah, they're the number 1. Again, when you take e-commerce sales and brick and mortar stores, Walmart is number 1. And let's see here. What else do I got, Steve? Oh, here's a good one. In 2024, Amazon garnered over 40% of total e-commerce sales. So that means of everybody who sells online, Amazon currently has over a 40%, little over 40% market share. And the number 2 and number 3 are Walmart followed by eBay, but it's not even close. If you want to go down the e-commerce path and you want to play with the big player, then Amazon is where you're going to be.
Yeah, have you ever done a search on Google for a product? What's the first couple that come up? They're all Amazon. They're just filled with Amazon, just to show you how much presence they have online, not just on their site, but on the web searches on Google. And we're trying to give you a sense of how powerful and big they are, and hopefully we're conveying that to you. Go on, Ann.
They're a big gorilla, Steve. When it comes to e-commerce, they're a big gorilla.
They are.
And again, these are some amazing numbers. Here's another number I found. In 2024, they sold over 600, let's say between 500 to over 600 billion worth of products. We had some different numbers according to what site we looked at. But if you talk about 600 billion, it's almost hard to believe.
That's a lot. That is big. That's a big number.
That's a big number. How about this one, Steve? They have over 350 million different listings on Amazon. 350 million.
I wouldn't have guessed that many. I knew it was in the millions, but pretty much you can find anything you're looking for on Amazon. Anything, any tool, any hardware, any screw, any whatever it is. If the Amazon doesn't have it, then it doesn't exist.
You know, and just to think they started as a bookstore meeting in Barnes and Nobles, and that just goes to show you never give up hope.
Right.
Everybody has to start somewhere, and you know what? We know there's some humble beginnings, but if you work hard and persevere and don't give up and learn from your mistakes, anything's possible. Anything's possible.
That's right.
And you know what? Here's another number. I think this is the one that surprises me, and I don't know about our viewers out there or you, Steve. Over 60% of those sales come from third-party vendors, just like
us,
ourselves, right?
And this,
just like us.
This is really surprising to a lot of people when you tell them this.
Oh, it is.
60% of everything sold on Amazon comes from small third-party vendors like Anthony and myself. Full disclosure, we own a company called Sierra Bub. We're an online company. We sell outdoor products. Right now, we're selling sunglasses. We have some good lines of sunglasses. So go take a look at it. We are on Amazon. You can look us, search Sierra Bub, or you can go to our website, sierrabub.com, and you'll find some great products at reasonable prices. And these are quality products. We test everything we sell. But anyway, getting back to this number, 60% of everything sold on Amazon comes from third-party vendors. And that's what this series is all about. Without these millions of people these third-party vendors on there, Amazon couldn't be what Amazon is, Anth. That's what makes it so powerful, is all the ingenuity, the originality, and all the products. They're brought by all these other people outside of Amazon, working within their system, so the third party can make money and Amazon can make money. And that's the beauty of the Amazon system.
Steve, if you want to go big, you got to play big. And, you can, there's other platforms out there. And, I'm not saying that those aren't good platforms, because they are, but to play in the big leagues and get the exposure for your product right now, there's no other place like Amazon. Would you agree, Steve?
Agreed. And that kind of leads into our story, Anth, of we wanted to start this outdoor company. I'm a big outdoors person. I do a lot of outdoor stuff. I live in Northern California. I'm in the mountains a lot, hiking and camping, and so I thought that there were some really good products that I used that I wanted to, I've tested them out. I've worked with them. I want to sell them to others because they're good. And we started this company, my brother and I, called Sierra Bub. And one of the first decisions we made was to get on Amazon and sell on Amazon. And that's not a light decision, because there are a lot of requirements. It's not just, we're on eBay, but eBay is nothing compared to Amazon as far as getting registered, getting online, being able to sell. But we thought that we needed to be on Amazon because even though we have our own website, Amazon just has, you just heard the numbers, they have the customer base and they have the website traffic that you just can't get anywhere else. And Anth, I think the other thing you and I always discussed before we got on Amazon, and this is just a starter, we're just giving you the big picture here today. We're going to go into more detail in future podcasts, but just the credibility that you get when you sell on Amazon. People trust Amazon. And when you look up that name and recognition, but it's not only the name and the recognition, but people trust Amazon because Amazon is very pro customer. You can return products. They're not going to double charge you. People trust putting their credit cards in their Prime membership. So there's a lot to get with being on Amazon. And Anth, that's why we took that path to begin with.
Oh, that's exactly why. We needed a partner. We needed the exposure. We needed the, what's the word I'm looking for? Credibility. And when you partner with Amazon, that's what you get. And I know that we've watched our company, and again, starting from, humble roots, we've watched it grow because, the techniques, the help, the support you get, it's not easy, but if you follow the path that they put together for you, it can only help you. But it is a journey and it takes time, but the rewards can be more than what you ever thought, maybe. And again, we're trying to get there, and we want to help other people get there. And in future episodes, we're going to talk about some of those steps that we're taking and other Amazon sellers are taking to get to that level.
Absolutely, and you're going to hear some really good stuff from our experience. Mm-hmm. And the other thing, that not only the credibility and the volume and everything else, but just the turnkey type of operations that Amazon offers. You don't have to be there every day taking a customer call. You don't have to worry about returns. You don't even have to worry about shipping if you want to use their shipping and warehouse service. So they can automate a lot of stuff for you, where you basically just have to replenish stock and sell it, and they take care of everything else. Now, it's up to you on how much of each you want to do, and we're going to get into that inventory and FBA and fulfilled by merchant and fulfilled by Amazon. Mm-hmm. But it does offer you that, if I want to go take a couple days off and go somewhere in the mountains out of range with my phone, I don't have to worry about shipping something, Anth. I don't have to worry about a customer's calling in. They want support. Amazon can handle all that for you. And so that makes it a really nice feature for the type of lifestyle you want to live. And you know, when you have a website, you have to be there all the time. If a customer orders, someone's got to ship the product. If there's a problem with the website, you gotta get on there and fix it. Amazon's different. So those are some big positives that they offer, and the ability to really make a lot of money. Now, we're not just going to talk about the sweet buys and buys with Amazon. We're going to be honest and talk about some of the challenges too, because it's not
and there
all
are
sweet
some challenges.
pie, you know, apple pie and everything else. There are some things that you need to know.
Steve, you know what I always say? The best way to learn is not from your own mistakes, but from somebody else's mistakes, right?
Exactly.
So we're hoping that these future episodes give, you know, if you're a budding seller, gives you the opportunity to learn from somebody else's missteps. And that's what we're trying to do. And with this, we're really going to talk about technology and how we use technology, how Amazon uses technology, and we use that technology together. And that's what e-commerce is all about. Being able to use technology to be more efficient, to cut costs, to get things done, you know, faster. And that's what Amazon's all about. And one thing I didn't mention, and I want to mention this before we get done here, Amazon has over 200,000 robots working in their warehouses.
That's crazy, isn't it?
And Steve, you brought up that probably doesn't even count drones.
Well,
because
not drones, but bots. But I call them bots.
Bots.
Yes.
Bots. Okay, that's the word, right?
Again, we'll get into this more, but they use a lot of bots on their systems with the sellers. And what I mean about bots is that they've got such a huge base of products and sellers. Like, they can't go onto every product listing and search to make sure no one put a bad word in there or no one put a bad image, right, that's going to embarrass them. And they use a lot of bots to check these things. And sometimes what I've learned, and Anthony, you know this, you think you're dealing with a human. You're not. You're dealing with a bot. And that's why weird things happen sometimes. You get an email about something and you're like, well, any human would know what this is, but you're dealing with a bot, and they use a lot of these, and sometimes it's positive and sometimes it's not so positive. And so we'll cover those situations, but they're using a lot of technology, and now they're introducing AI into how you do product listings, how you write things up, how you can make a sales page. So they're full steam ahead on all this latest, greatest technology. But if you don't understand that when you're working with them, you're gonna not understand what's going on sometimes, because you're not dealing with a human, you're dealing with a bot. So be careful of the bots, right?
You definitely have to up your game as far as technology and AI, because that's where this is all going. And me and Steve realized early on that to be the best e-commerce company we could be, we had to up our game. And we'll talk about that in future episodes, how you can do that, because that really is the key. You know, we don't have any brick and mortar stores, and that can be good and bad. So, you know, we're focusing on the good part of that, and we're focusing all our efforts into e-commerce, because we believe that is the future of retail. You know, we're not saying that brick and mortar is going away. What we are saying is that with technology and AI, e-commerce is going to become a bigger part of retail sales. And we want to be part of that. And we wanted to partner with the number one player in the e-commerce game. And that player is Amazon. And do they have a lot of policies and rules? Yes, they do. But at the end of the day, you know, if you follow those rules and follow what the guidelines are, and your company can grow. There's some work involved, and we'll talk about that. But you can do it like everybody else has. So that's my hope for our viewers and people who are listening out there?
Yeah, so we do have some more things to talk about on the opening. We're kind of running out of time here, but we are going to talk about on the next episode. We're gonna look at some. We talked about a lot of the pros on being on Amazon today. We're going to talk about some of the cons, if you will, or some of the challenges of being on Amazon and working with such a large company that you should be aware of. Nothing that you can't overcome. And we want to make this clear. We're not trying to be negative or overly positive. We're trying to give you a really good, picture. One of our earlier podcasts, we talked about taking pictures with your camera and how your camera massages pictures and takes reality and distorts it a little bit to make you feel good, right? When you're taking a picture of yourself, it smooths out your face as well. We're not going to do that with this series. We're going to be honest. We're going to show you the real picture of working with Amazon, the pros, and there are a lot of pros. There are also some cons, are very, challenges and things that you definitely don't want to do when you're dealing with them. So we're going to give you a good look at both of them, a realistic look, and we're not here to bash Amazon, and we're not here to promote it. We're not here to bash it. We think we did want to convey this thought, and that is that as you listen to what we're saying, and we're going to say reality and what they did, but so far we believe they've been fair with us, right, Anth? I mean, we feel that they've treated us fairly, and we feel that we like being on the platform. We're going to continue to be there. So we're hopefully going to help you in that same decision.
Steve, I call it the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're going to give you a little bit of everything.
Right. So what do you think, Anth?
Well, hey.
We can...
Go
ahead. I'm interrupting you.
I was going to say, we got this, Steve,
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to the next episode as we, again, take a deeper dive into being an Amazon seller. Anything else for us before we say goodbye, Steve?
No, please tune in for the next episode. You're going to be in for a real treat learning about selling on Amazon and behind the scenes and how they work. I think it's going to be really enjoyable. I'm excited for it. I think this is a good series, and we're going to be really happy to present it to you.
Let's do it, Steve. I hope you viewers have enjoyed the first episode of the Amazon School of Hard Knocks, and we look forward to seeing everybody again soon.
Thanks, and take care.
Thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the show. Please follow us on Podbean and Apple Podcasts, or you can subscribe to us on YouTube. Just search for the Elevate Brothers.